Hello everyone, and today we're going to be brewing some future standard decks for the new rotation coming up. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. We're going to be doing some theory crafting, deck building, whatever you call it. The entire set is spoiled, and I want to take a look at mono red first because there's some pretty promising cards that I want to play with, especially in the 1-drop slot, which is this card, Phoenix Chick. I think this card is really good. It's a 1-mana 1/1, and it says that whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you pay 2 red, and if you do return the Phoenix Chick from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped, attacking with a +1/+1 counter on it. I don't think this card's good just because of that ability. I mean, it's a plus for sure, and the fact that it can't block doesn't help either. But the fact that this is a 1-mana 1/1 with a flying and haste. I mean, have you ever seen a 1-mana creature with a haste and flying? I don't think so. And there's like always a downside with having haste on a 1-mana creature like this card, Reinforced Ronin. Every time you attack with this card, you bounce it to your hand. So yeah, I do think this card has a big potential, especially the fact that this comes out on turn 1. And until like maybe turn 3 or turn 4, how do you find a flying creature to block this card? It probably doesn't exist in standard. So let's add that. Okay, we got ourselves our first card in the deck. So let's see if we can find some more good 1-drops for the red deck. Vulcanwrath Pit Fighter isn't bad, but it's not good either. But it is a 1-mana 2/1, so let's put this in the maybe board. Oh, we definitely want 4 copies of Kumano Faces Kakazan as well. So we have 2 1-drops in the main board so far. Light Up the Night deals X damage to any target. It deals X +1 instead, if that target is a creature or planeswalker. So if X is 1, you deal 2 damage. If X is 2, it deals 3 damage. That's really bad, because you're paying 3 mana to deal 3 damage. Okay, let's move on. March of the Reckless Joy. As an additional cost, okay, it's a march, blah blah blah. Exile the top X card of your library. You may play up to 2 of those cards until the end of your next turn. Is this good? I think it's alright, but I'm sure there's better cards out there. Let's put a copy on the maybe board. The thing about this card is, I'm not 100% sure yet what the mono red's ability in going through their deck is gonna look like. So I'm just putting in the maybe board for now. Probably not gonna be playing this, but we just have it in there for now. Play with Fire. Okay, Play with Fire. Definitely putting 4 copies of it in the deck. Okay, what do we think about the Rabbit Battery? It is a 1-mana 1/1 haste. You can also equip 2 other creatures to give it a haste. It's not bad, but I don't love it either. Just put 1 in the maybe board. Reinforced Ronin. That's a no-go for me. Shivan Devastator. 1 mana, and you play X. As a flying haste, Shivan Devastator enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. You pay 3 mana, and this is gonna come in as a 2/2. 3 mana 2/2 haste with flying. That's pretty bad, I wanna say. Yeah. That's probably a no. Sticky Finger, Strangle. Strangle is also meta dependent too. I think because there's no Luminarch Aspirant, I don't think we have to play Strangle. Unlucky Witness, we probably can't sacrifice the Unlucky Witness. Okay, Voldaren Epicure isn't bad. That's actually a way to get through our deck. Voltage Surge. Sacrifice an artifact and it deals 4 damage instead of 2. We do play Voldaren Epicure. Voldaren Epicure is the only way we generate it, but let's have 1 in the maybe board for now. Voltage Surge. Okay, so that's all the 1-drops. So we got We actually have, I mean, 4 1-drops is pretty nice. Phoenix Chick, Kumano, Play with Fire, Folder Epicure. I think that's pretty good. So moving on to the 2-drops. So what do we got? A Braid? A Braid's kind of like a sideboard card. We'll just have an Abrade in there for a sideboard. It's not like we're gonna play best of 3, but we'll just have it in there for now. Nope. Aki Ronin, nope. That's a nope, nope. Bloodthirsty Adversary. I mean, Bloodthirsty Adversary is a very, very good card. Let's have 4 copies of Bloodthirsty Adversary in the main deck. Cathartic Pyre, nope. Cemetery Gatekeeper, nope. I mean, this is also meta dependent. We'll have like Cemetery Gatekeeper in the sideboard. Crackling Emergence, nope. Curse of the Shaken Faith, nope. Nope, nope. No. It's also no. Goro Goro, probably a no. So I know Kami's Flare has been run on some red decks, some Boros decks before because it deals 3 damage and then it deals 2 additional damage to the controller, to opponent. So it's a pretty nice card, but I'm not sure how many modified creatures we're gonna run. So probably a no for now. Lightning Strike, is that a card? I mean, can you really go wrong with having a Lightning Strike in your deck in Standard? Probably not, right? Lizard Blade, no. No, 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 no. Reckless Impulse. I don't think Reckless Impulse is too bad. It's like a pretty bad light up the stage though. We'll play it. So it's like a bad light up the stage sometimes, but there's also times when it's better because you only have to pay 2. This card is bad. Skip, skip. 2 mana 2/2 wolf. Nope. Sokensen Smelter. Not enough artifact generations. Spouting Goblins. Nope. Thermal Alchemist. I don't think we play enough burn cards to actually make this work. I mean, we do play with Fire, Lightning Strike, Reckless Impulse. Thermal Alchemist. Let's put one in the maybe board. Well, these cards are all bad. 2-drops look pretty bad in mono red. How are we looking so far? 12 creatures with... This might as well be a creature, so that's 16 cards. Not bad, not bad. Moving on to the 3-drops. Not really seeing much yet. Brood Cathar, that is a white card. Chandra. Chandra is a card. Let's have 3 Chandras. It allows us to cast more cards on the same turn. We do have Play with Fire. So on the same turn this comes in, we +1, Play with Fire, deal 1 damage to up to target player or planeswalker, and deal 2 damage to anything we want. That seems pretty good. And since we're mono red, we're going to be able to use a second +1 and be able to play any card that we want. So Chandra Drastic Kill seems pretty good. Other than that, in the 3-drop slot, I don't see anything. Oh. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. That is a card. This does allow us to go through our deck a little bit better. Do we want this though? Potentially. Is there any enter the battle effect triggers that we can copy in our deck? Voldaren Epicure. Create a blood token. We also have Bloodthirsty Adversary, being able to trigger the enter the battle effect and then get back Lightning Strike, Reckless Impulse, Play with Fire. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Okay. Doesn't seem like anything useful here. This is a new card. Keldon Flame Sage enlist. Whenever it attacks, look at the top X card, where X is this card's power. You may exile an instance or sorcery with mana value X or less. Okay. Probably not for this deck. Professional Facebreaker. Oh, Reckless Stormseeker is not a bad card either. However, What if I were to tell you that Squee is better in our deck? 3 mana 2/2 with haste. When it attacks, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. And I do believe Squee is actually not that bad in our deck just because we're trying to make the Phoenix check work. To trigger the second effect, whenever you attack with 3 or more creature, you may pay 2 mana. If you do, return Phoenix check from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking with a +1/+1 counter on it. Having 3 cards attacking isn't always gonna come by too easily. So having something like Squee and you're attacking 2 at a time when you just play this card is pretty good. And since it's a new card, why not just test it, right? But aside from that, we're moving into the 4-drop slot. The first card that we see is a Defiler. I do think this card is actually pretty nice. It's a 4 mana 4/4 first strike. We do need like a finisher, right? So I do think Defiler is not a bad card as a finisher. So 4 mana 4/4 first strike. As an additional cost to cast red permanent spells, you may pay 2 life. Those spells cost 1 less to cast if you paid life this way. This effect reduces only the amount of red mana you pay, but here's a juicy part. Whenever you cast a red permanent spell, this deals 1 damage to any target. So now all of the permanent spells that you play, such as all the creatures, or even enchantment, including Kumano and Kikijiki, then every time you play it, it's gonna deal 1 damage to any target that you want. But I guess the reason why you really want to play this card is because of Adeline, which is still in the format. Because probably mono white is still a thing with Dahlias, Adeline, Brood Cathar, right? So more than likely, Defiler of Instinct might be the card for the 4-drop slot. Because like, look at 4-drops. We don't really have anything. Creepy Puppeteer, no, right? Dragon Whelp, no. Jaxus, no. Jaya, probably not. Oh, we do have a Thundering Raiju, huh? But again, Mono Red has a pretty difficult time dealing 4 damage. And we do have to answer Adeline. You're gonna see Adeline's in Mono White, for sure. Or even Selesnya. Like, who knows? Maybe Naya even. And more than likely, you will probably need the Defiler of Instinct. This also has first strike as well, so this does wall off Adeline. So if they want to attack with Adeline, they can't because this has first strike and Adeline has only 4 toughness. This actually lines up pretty well because this is a 4 mana card, Adeline's a 3 mana card. Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the meta, but I do think that this Defiler is pretty nice. So let's add 23 mountain. So we do have to clear up 5 cards here from the main board to make it a 60 card deck. Defiler of Instinct is not a legendary. Okay, that's really good. Okay, imagine just playing Defiler of Instinct next turn, and then you play 1-drop. My god. So I don't think we're cutting anything from the 1-drop slot. As for the 2-drops, Bloodthirsty Adversary, Lightning Strike, Reckless Impulse, Chandra Dressed to Kill, Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Fable of the Mirror Breaker also has more synergy now because of the Defiler of Instincts. Like, imagine copying the Defiler of Instinct. What if Chandra isn't it? You know, it's a Planeswalker. Let's just get Chandra out of there. Okay, 2 cards. Considering we have Fable, maybe we can go down on Reckless Impulse. We can even like go down on Squee as well. Maybe like too many copies of Squee is not that good. Because we're playing Kikijiki. So how's that look? That is the main deck. 23 mountains with a bunch of 1-drops. We have 4 different 1-drops. But, I mean, I guess our 2-drops are kind of lacking, but we've seen the 2-drops. They are pretty bad, but we should be okay. But I think the deck looks pretty good. If I need, like, more 2-drops, I guess the things that we could play are Thermal Alchemist and Cemetery Gatekeeper. But I think overall, I think the deck looks pretty good, especially Phoenix Chick and Defiler. I'm very, very interested to know how they fare in this deck. Especially the Defiler. I have really high hopes for the Defiler. Having first strike, being a 4/4, walling off Adeline completely. We haven't had the chance to do that in a long time in red. So I'm pretty excited. But this is my first time doing something like this in this channel. So if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment below, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be making some more standard videos once the set launches. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.